let's do this. So Rogue, our very first minion that we have, is a 2-mana 1/4 mech that is called Efficient Octobot, with text that reads, Frenzy, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. So what scares me about this card is the fact that it has 4 health. It's only 2 mana, so it's really cheap. And the Frenzy keyword, which, if you don't recall, means every time this survives damage.
Only the first time.
Yeah, it's like spell burst. It's only the first time.
It's only the first time?
Yeah.
Now you've just ruined it for me.
Your score just changed, yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be saying this with, hey, loser.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I wrote down Penflinger very scary.
Uh-huh.
So the cards with Frenzy have the same icon on them as the spell burst do, and so you can see, once you've used the Frenzy ability, it goes away. So one time use.
Okay, well, I'm still going to say that it's gonna go off almost every time, because on turn 2 they're gonna have to trade into this. They're probably not gonna have something to straight kill it unless they soulfire it or something like that. So I'm gonna say it goes off at least once, and it's not going to be played in meta decks all the time now, is it? Let's put this at a 3. I'm going to give this card a 3. I'm actually quite disappointed. I had a little higher hopes for this card until you guys made me realize it's only happening once. Because I was going to Penflinger the crap out of this. But, yeah, 3. Nate, or who's after me? Mike, what do you think about this?
I think this is... So... Even though Frenzy only goes off once, I'm just gonna say 3. Like I wanted to say 4. I'll say 4. Because when I found out about Skullomance and Spellburst only happening once, I was really soured. But this card for Frenzy, it only goes off once. This effect is still amazing, so I'll put it in 4. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be okay with that.
This is a solid 3 for me. I think that 2 mana 1/4, like, it's difficult to kill on turn 2, assuming you play it on curve. And especially for Rogue, reducing the cost of your cards in hand. Like, this is Emperor Jr., and, it's a little bit tricky to get the tick. But, like, if you're able to pull it off, it's strong. Like, I don't have any problem tempoing this out on 2. It forces the opponent to deal with it, and if they don't, you get a tick. Like... I don't know. I don't have a... I like this. I wish... Okay, if this was every time, it'd be a 5. Like, easy 5. This happens once, it's still not bad. I mean, we all seen, like, Emperors has been a good card for a reason, so... Yeah. What do you think, Sheep?
I want to love this card because it can, like... enable so many different like OTK type stuff by being able to like discount things, and even if it's only once, like a multiple Emperor ticks without having to run Emperor, like being able to Hemmet stuff away. Cool. That's awesome if we're doing like some sort of Mechathune Rogue, but what are we trying to OTK? Like what am I going to cut? Am I going to run this in Kingsbane? No. Odd Rogue, obviously not. I'm not sure what I'm gonna run this in.
Even Rogue, dude.
So powerful. Even Rogue. I mean, the effect is so powerful. I can't give it a 1. So I mean, I'm gonna go 2 because I really like this card. But like, what are we going to play this in? I have no clue. So I'm gonna go 2.
It's a very valid point.
All right. So next up, we have a 2 mana spell, and it's a nature spell. It is called Silverleaf Poison. Give your weapons, after your hero attacks, draw a card. Give your weapon, so the weapon that you're currently equipped, after your hero attacks, draw a card. So I think that currently Rogue has plenty of ways to draw cards. I don't believe that they are hurting on this at all right now, and it actually seems absolutely ridiculous how much card draw Rogue seems to have. So I really don't think that I would put this in a deck. It kind of looks good in a vacuum. Obviously, you have a hero power that's, give yourself a weapon, right? You have Kingsbane. This is an even cost card. It's not going in odd rogue. I'm going to give this a 2. No, I'm going to give this a 1. Just because we're already drawing like crazy in rogue, and I don't think we're going to play it. Mike, what do you think?
All right, for me, sorry to clear my throat. The only thing I could think of, this is like, obviously it's like not win more. It just feels like extra greedy if it was played in a deck that already existed. So maybe you make a new list, or you swap it out for a card that's already in the deck that draws. Of course, this is useless on the hero power, so you want to use it on Kingsbane. Yeah, I guess outside of Kingsbane, if I see any rogue players play this against me, like you're gonna lose. Just know, I'm not gonna stand for it, because this is gonna go on like what's that card that never dies? I can't stand this card. Spectral Cutlass. No. I can't stand that deck. That's the one deck that irks my nerve. So for Kingsbane, I'll give this a 3. I can see it going on Kingsbane.
Yeah. I gave it a 3 as well. I think that I've heard a lot of hot takes on this over the past couple of days. I think that, like, I know that Rogue has a lot of draw, but like, dude, I've played a lot of Kingsbane, and I've been in situations where like I'm stuck top decking each turn, and I hate that. And like, if my draw is sitting at the bottom of my deck, now I don't think I jam 2 copies of this, but I will, like Pendragon said, like I'll pull out 1 copy of Swindle and swap this in. Like, hey, if I can draw a card every time I attack, like, I like that. Is it gonna screw you sometime when you're like have like fatigued yourself or something? Like, I don't know, you're trying to go face, so I want to try it out, but I think it's legit. Plus, I like Kazakus. Sheep, what do you think?
Oh, the art? Are we talking about the art?
Yes, we are talking about the art.
We are, in fact, talking about the art. And when we're talking about the art, I'm giving it a 1. This is just complete bait for Kingsbane. And whenever y'all had Smudge on, she made the great point about how Swindle played in Kingsbane is not targeted draw for what you want to target the draw for, right? It doesn't draw your Kingsbane. This has to go on your Kingsbane in order for it to actually be good in general. But B, like, I want to be drawing, pirates, raiding party. So pirates and Kingsbane. I want to be drawing, with a Cavern Shiny Finder, or, the really efficient 0 mana draw of that's typically 5 mana. Drawing a blank on the name.
You're talking about Cutting Class?
Cutting Class, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to cut in Kingsbane Rogue to run this? Like, I'm not. And if I'm to a point where I'm kind of like top decking in general, like adding 1 extra draw at that point, I've already lost. I've already lost the game. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to win that game. So I mean, I see exactly where you're coming from, but man, I think that it's complete bait. And I think it'll be tasty bait that a lot of people fall for. But it's bait. It's a 1.
Okay. That's kind of where I fall to there. Let's move on to the next card. We have a 2 mana ranked spell that is called Wicked Stab. And at its first rank, it reads deal 2 damage. At the next stage, we have deal 4 damage, and its final stage with the 10 mana is deal 6 damage. So what we have here is basically it's just 2 mana, deal 2. But then once you get to turn 5, it is now always an eviscerate. And once you get to 10 mana crystals, you now have 2 fireballs in your deck as Rogue. So I think that this is just a ridiculously good card. I do. I feel like this goes over top. It's reach. Sometimes as Kingsbane, I find that you're trying to kill Big Priest and they'll Shadow Essence, and now they got that taunt in the way, and then they can start healing up and just keep summoning taunts, and at this point you're kind of screwed. This is where you can start playing these and eviscerates, and you just have extra burn in the deck. I think that this is ridiculous, and I'm going to give my big hot take of this is my first 5. What do you think, Mike?
Damn. You just took the breath out of me. All right. 2 mana, deal 6. I have literal proof in my deck tracker from playing 1 mana, deal 3 Sinister Strikes on turn 17. So this is a 4-star card. Nate?
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars as well. And someone was asking the other day, like, hey, do we cut Eviscerate for this? No. We also play Eviscerate. What? Yeah, right? Yeah. Like, this doesn't... So now we're running 4 copies of Eviscerate. Like, I give this a 4.
Yeah, this activates Eviscerate.
Like, this is just all around great. Plus, in the card art, we have, like, Nutter Butter, and he's killing a piloted Shredder. And I think that's funny. Oh, yeah. I don't know what is Cutter Butter. Is that what it is?
Yes, yeah, Cutter Butter. Yeah, for me, this is a 4 as well. Yeah, y'all said it all. It's amazingly solid card, but not going to define the meta. Easy 4.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Next up, we have a 1 mana rogue spell. It's a nature spell, and it is called Paralytic Poison. Give your weapon +1 attack, and your hero is immune while attacking. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of like Leeching Poison, sort of, but instead of healing when you attack something with your Kingsbane, you can just be immune. But the way the Kingsbane has shaped up these days, it's an aggro deck. We're not looking to be immune. Even if you're using this card to basically just clear a taunt, I rather run a silence to silence that taunt so I can go face. So I'm not going to play this card, though there may be some fringe application, so I will give it a 2 to be nice. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, so I got to keep all of my poison ratings the same. I'm going to keep this a 3. I do see an application here where Rogue needs to play defensive for a turn to buy a turn to get the win. I've seen that scenario before, so I will give this card a 3. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I gave it a 2. I think that in where, it's kind of sad with the Nitro Boost nerf, that, I don't know, I guess when we look at this in Kingsbane wants to be going face. It doesn't want to be trading. And so the +1 attack feels underwhelming to me. The immune while attacking, it's not what I want to be doing with that deck, so it doesn't feel like enough of an oomph for me. Honestly, I could see this more in Odd Rogue, maybe, where you're using your hero power to trade more. But even then, like, I give it a 2 because, like, I think it will see fringe play. I think we can test it out. Like, hey, if my Kingsbane has immune while I'm attacking, is that kind of cool? Yeah, like, I guess, but what am I going to pull to stick this in? Like, the decks are too refined at this point, and so, I mean, I almost gave it a 1. But I'll give it a 2. I don't really see it, though. And, like, y'all welcome to prove me wrong. Sheep, what do you think?
I'm not going to prove you wrong. I'm giving this a 1. Like, for Wild, this isn't what I want to do at all. Like, if I'm playing this in Odd Rogue, then I have 2 swings, maybe 3 if I get like Krastanov off, like of trading and not going face. If I'm running this in a rogue deck, then I'm not winning the game with it. So yeah, for me, it's a 1-star card. I'm not going to run this in Wild.
Cool. All right. Well, next up, we have a 3 mana 3/2 minion. called Field Contact. Its text reads, after you play a battle cry or combo card, draw a card. So while I do like the text of this saying, after you play battle cry and combo card, draw a card, I feel that it's understated. I think that you need to get the value off of this on the turn that you play it, because it's not going to live. If you put a 3 mana, 2 health minion out on the board in Wild, it's not going to last to the next turn. So playing this for tempo, if you have to, just sort of feels bad. And you could play it with Backstab, but Backstab's an even cost card technically, so this isn't good for Odd Rogue in that way. So I don't see where this slots unless you are digging through your deck. So I'm going to say that it's a fringe playable card for card draw when you're possibly digging for stuff. So I'm going to give this a 2. Mike, what do you think?
All right. I gave this card I am in love with this effect. I like that you don't have to like do something to activate this. I just like that this card is like what is the gate to activate this combo. There are a lot of cards that I see that are applicable to this. For me, I'm really excited to play this card. I mean, it's going to be shaky at first because I know like I'm going to get my behind kicked in, but I really feel like there can be like a pretty, very cool, strong combo with Cutter Butter. Or what you call him, Nate? Nutter Butter?
Yeah.
I think. Like, I know it's going to take some playing around and figuring out, but like looking at the past few cards we just talked about, the Octobot, this Field Contact, and Nutter Butter coming up, like, I just feel like there's something there. And whenever it gets figured out, I'm all for it. So Field Contact gets a 4 from me.
Okay. I gave it a 2. The closest card that I could compare this to was Foxy Fraud, and I know they do different things, but it felt similar-ish to me. Now, drawing cards. That being said, drawing cards is really good, especially if you're a rogue. Where I could really see this getting out of hand, right? Is like Pen Flinger, and like, hey, cool, now you're drawing a whole mess of cards, right? But like, I'm not quite sure what deck this goes in. I don't know what to cut to put this in Odd Rogue. Like, are there not a ton of Battlecry cards? I like that there's utility here though. It's Battlecry or combo, and it's multi-use. So this is not like a Frenzy or Spell Burst where it's only one time. Like, you could use this indefinitely, and so, like Mike said, you play this and it's got a target on it immediately. Like, if you let this live, you're dead. So I'm gonna give it a 2. It's probably better than that. I'm not a great rogue player, and so I am a little like skeptical on how to use it, but it's probably worth more than I'm giving it credit for. Sheep, what do you think?
So I love Rogue, and I can't wait to play Field Contact all the time in Standard. I'm not playing it in Wild though. Like, I'm just not. What am I gonna do? Play like Whirl Kick Rogue, but in Wild, since Whirl Kick is rotating from Standard? I mean, no, there are better things that I kind of want to do in Wild with Rogue. More broken things. Drawing is good. It's just so expensive, and then requires something else to happen after it, and I can be ending the game at that point. So for me, in Wild, Field Contact is a 1.
Oof, hot takes. I like it.
Wow. Right on. Okay, let's move on to Oil Rig Ambusher, a 4 mana 4/4 minion with the battle cry, deal 2 damage. If this entered your hand this turn, deal 4 instead. So 4 mana 4/4. So we got some vanilla stats here. And what I like is this battle cry here, dealing 2 damage. So you can use this card to basically trade off something, or with the 2 health, or you can kill something with 4. Or guess what? It goes face. Either for 2 or for 4 mana. It's conditional for the 4. I think that this is a great tempo card. It's I mean, if this thing was a pirate, that'd be super cool. But I don't know exactly where we're slotting it. If we're going face, we can top deck this in a Kingsbane Rogue if it's something that we want in there. This is an even cost card, so we're not putting in an odd rogue. I think that it's a playable card. I do think it's playable, whether or not it sticks around in some sort of list. But I definitely want to try it. I think it's a great card in Arena. Sweet, amazing tempo card. But I'm going to give this a 3, just because I don't know if it would stick around. I'm definitely going to try it. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll give it a 3 as well. I always keep the mindset of there are many levels to this game. We're doing a review of 4 different people. We all have different perspectives. So for me, my perspective consists of, 2 months at 11x. It was cool, but other ranks are cooler because you can try more cards. So I see this card being played throughout, 10x and below. I see a lot of different applications. One of the better applications is what Hydra said, playing it on tempo, removing an opponent's minion, and then playing one of your own. Now they have to deal with this 4/4. But for some meme combo stuff, I have some pretty cool, spicy ideas that I think would be really sweet, where you get to reduce these in your hand, and then you play them, and then you bounce them back, the Potion of Illusion. And there's a lot of different things. There's just a lot of cool stuff I actually have written down in this notebook. And I can't wait until Tuesday. I'm really excited for this set, so I'm giving this a 3. A lot of these rogue cards, I try them out. There's a couple classes that I'm not going to play whatsoever, but the ones I do speak more on, I'm excited about. So definitely a 3. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah. If this was a pirate, I would give it a 4. It's not a pirate. I give it a 1. Sorry. I just don't. I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this in anything. That's me. Sheep, what do you think?
This may or may not be good in Standard. It's very good in Arena. I'm not playing this in Wild. This is a 1 for me.
Double funeral. Damn.
Way too low for me.
Right on. All right. Let's move on to our next card. It's our first epic. It is a 1-mana spell, Yoink. Discover a hero power, set its cost to 0. Swap it back after 2 uses. So it's very cheap, obviously, but I'm not going to play this card. I don't know why I would play this card. I have a very set game plan as Rogue in the meta decks that I'm currently playing. I mean, if I'm Kingsbane and I don't want to replace my hero power because that would just get rid of my weapon, I mean, I could do something there, but I've got way better things to be doing in that deck. Maybe there's some sort of meme thing here, but I mean, you just get to discover you get 3 options out of the 10 that's there, right? So I don't want to play it. I think Rogue has way better things to do. I'm giving this a 1. Mike?
Yeah, I gave it a 2 because I don't know if this will work. Something in my brain made me think of Finley Wizard shenanigans. I don't know how the sequences work, so I gave it a 2. Nate?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about Grizzled Wizard. I guess you could potentially do that, but I don't know. I think this card sucks. Number one, it only discovers basic hero powers, right? So you don't get any upgraded hero powers. There's the random factor, and then it's what deck would I put this in anyways? I don't even know. And honestly, even if it discovered an upgraded hero power, I still wouldn't play it. So I think this is just 1.
Yeah. Like Chad is saying, even with a Grizzled Wizard, it goes back after 2 uses, so
it's not Finley's permanent.
Delay.
Yeah.
Right. So you can delay the Raza Priest, but I don't know, the flavor of the card, amazing. It's called Yoink. It's got the exclamation mark. It's all that. It's fun, but I'm not gonna play this in anything though. It's a 1-star card for actual playability, but flavor on point.
Oh yeah, Nutter Butter's under the table stealing this dude's coin purse.
Brilliant.
That's great. Actually, if I'm looking at the art, I think those might be the mercenaries at the table, right? Is that Rokara and the druid and the mage, maybe?
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Now that I'm looking at
He's
it.
stealing Varden's coin purse.
Oh,
You're right.
poor Varden. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that until we started talking about it. Feels bad. Feels bad. All right.
Okay, let's move on to the next card. It is a rogue weapon, Swine Tusk Shank. 3 mana, 3 attack, 2 durability. After you play a poison, gain 1 durability. I like to play Kingsbane. If Kingsbane didn't exist, I'd probably play Cutlass. And if Cutlass didn't exist, I would play Hook Scimitar. I don't know. We're getting really far down the list. I'm not playing this card. It's a 1 for me. Mike, what do you think?
If you play this card, you deserve to get shanked.
Oh. Yeah. This is purely a worse scimitar or a worse cutlass. Like, it's just a 1.
Yeah.
Better than
Standard's gonna
scimitar?
love this
No,
card.
I don't think so. I don't know. This will be fine in standard. This will be good in standard, maybe. But wild? Like, no.
Standard's gonna love it because they can actually like do some fun stuff. We've got better stuff to do and more fun stuff to do. Like if I want to play a fun rogue deck, I'm gonna play Burgle Rogue. Yeah, it's the 1 for me as well.
Right on. Nice and easy. Next up, we have our first legendary for Rogue. It is a 4 mana 3/2 minion, Apothecary Hellbrim. And it reads Battle Cry and Death Rattle. Add a random poison to your hand. Who else does it? Zeril?
Yep.
Is that who does that as well?
Yes.
Doesn't really see that much play. This, I guess, goes with that last card, but we're not playing that last card, so I don't have any reason to run this card in Wild. This is also going to be a 1 for me. I don't see it having a home. Mike, what do you think?
This one is a 1 as well. I don't see myself playing Swine Tusk with Silverleaf or Nitro Boost or Paralytic or any poisons. This is a 1. Real quick review.
Yeah, just run those cards. Like, why get random ones?
Just as a side note, Nitro Boost poison. So this my understanding is this works with the existing poisons as well, right? So Deadly Poison and Nitro Boost poison, I think will be included in the random poison pool. I think.
Yeah.
Now,
so Mike asked.
Silverleaf, Paralytic, Deadly, and Nitro Boost. I put them in Discord.
And Mike asked the devs, and it was all the ones that work in standard. So leeching poison, even though it says poison, is not included. Because that was my question.
Even when you play this in Wild, that feels bad.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, not like you'd want to play leeching poison anyway.
No. But like, it's sort of your like Deathstalker Rexar scenario, right? Where you've got cards that should work because they're poisons, except they don't work. Like, okay. I mean, this card sucks anyways, but it's a 1 for me.
Yep.
Like, okay, Hydra said it, right? Zeril is better than this, and Zeril's not good enough to play. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. Zeril's actively better. I mean, like, Standard's going to love it because it has interplay with the Swine Tusk Shank and all the new poisons, and, like, it gives Rogue something to do in Standard, but, like, we've already got way better things, so 1 for Wild.
Okay. Up next, we have our last Rogue card. It is a legendary. It is a 4 mana 3/3 minion. Scabs Nutter Butter. Just kidding. Cutter Butter. Now, this card, it reads combo. The next 2 cards you play this turn cost 3 less. So, I am afraid of this card. I think that... Well, first let's state that it's a 4 mana card, so you have to play something before you play this card to get the combo to trigger. So you can't just play this card and then go off. You have to chain it with like a backstab or something. Something else has to go first. Now, this is prep on a stick. It's double prep on a stick. Unnerfed prep on a stick. So Prep is a 5-star card, unnerfed Prep. And this can do it 2 times in 1 turn. I don't even know all the combos you could possibly pull off with this, but to me, this can create a new archetype. It could be some sort of a miracle, a combo. It could be something with Malagos. All I know is this thing's got 2 preps built into it, unnerved preps. This is a 5-star card for me. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I like this card a lot. Very, very much. I see a lot of applications here. Like you said, it's got prep built into it. For me, the fact that it costs 4, it doesn't bug me because I can play a 0-mana spell to activate this combo, such as prep. The next 2 cards you play this turn cost 3 less. So it could be a gigantic spell. It could be any combination of things. I see this card played at the higher ranks, at the lower ranks, everywhere in between. Like, this one seems very cool. So I'm giving it a 4. This card is very cool.
Yeah, and one thing to be noted too that I didn't point out is it says cards you play this turn. So it doesn't say spell like prep. Like this could be minions as well. So yeah. Nate, what do you think?
I gave it a 4. Like I mean, mana cheating is awesome. Like, does it require a setup? Yeah, but like, there's gonna be some crazy combo enables with this card, and so I like to the point where this one could be on the nerf list. Like, just give it a month, it'll be down to next 2 cards you play cost 2 less instead of 3 less or something. I don't know. There's this. Yeah, I give it a 4. This seems pretty good to me.
You could shadow step it and then go off again the next turn.
Hey, why not? I mean, yeah, I'm excited to try this. And honestly, like, this is one of those rogue cards that I'll just stick in every single rogue deck because why not?
Yeah.
You shouldn't stick it in odd rogue.
Whoops.
Yeah, Scab's Cutter Butter is a great card in a vacuum. A great card in a vacuum. I love all the things that Scabs kind of unlocks. It's going to be great in Whirl Kick Rogue, which is not a thing that we're playing in Wild right now. I don't think that Scabs is going to be meta in Wild. So I'm going to go 3 because I think it's super duper playable. Or like you were saying, Nate, you can jam it in pretty much anything. But the thing is, I don't think that those things are going to be necessarily be meta. I think they're going to be fun. You know, I think that it's going to be just a strong card. It may unlock Rogue into being, kind of unlock some of those more mid-range builds or, like Whirl Kick in Standard right now. Whirl Kick is rotating. That'll be our baby now. We get to play around with the toys. In Scabs, like... on 6, you can play Whirl Kick, Scabs, or like Prep, Whirl Kick, Scabs, one other thing, Edwin, like Shadow Step, like a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to be lots of fun. I just don't know that it's really going to be meta. So I'm going to go 3. Amazing card. Love the flavor. Love, like, I don't know if you've seen, the thing on Twitter where they've taken all of the hair off of him, so he has
he looks
no eyebrows and
yeah, I saw he looks like Mini-Me from Austin Powers.
He does. It's great.
He should be called Stabs with those daggers,
right? Yeah. Every time I look at him, I want to say Stabs and not Scabs Cutter Butter, but no, he's Scabs. So love the card. I hope that I'm wrong and that he's meta, but yeah, I think he's 3.
Cool. Well, that wraps up Rogue.
All right.